Good day, everyone. I pray that everyone is having a wonderful day on this Joyful Sunday. I want to hop in and pour into you guys and just give you an encouraging word and give you something I pray that will be able to sustain you in your moments of unhappiness, or you feel like you're unhappy, or you feel like you're not filled with joy. I pray that what I'm going to provide you is something that will comfort you in those times, because I know it's what comforted me during the times that I have been unhappy in my past. There were times where I felt like I wasn't happy, and I kept saying that to God, and God in those moments eventually ended up telling me, girl, you are in control of your own happiness. That's something that you are in control of. So you have to start doing things that make you happy. And that is the truth. We have to make sure that we do things that make us happy whenever we notice that we're not happy. But that's what we have to do. We have to get down to also the root source of that, right? But happiness is one of those things that it comes and goes. It's up to us to do something with that. But joy, on the other hand, even though a lot of people like to use them interchangeably, they're different. Joy is one of those things that comes from God. It's a fruit of the Spirit. So it's a gift from God to us as his children. So it's a little bit different because it endures. Joy endures all things, but it's up to us to grab a hold to it. Even during our times where we feel like we're down and we're out, we can grab a hold of happiness, right? We can do things to make us happy, right? But we also can grab a hold of joy, because the thing about happiness, like I said before, is one of those things that will come and go, and we're ultimately in control of that. But what we think about joy is it's one of those things that it lives within us. But we can pull it out like easy because it endures, because it is a gift from God. It's one of those things, man, that we have to make sure that we learn the difference in between the two so that we can do what needs to be done for ourselves whenever we are feeling down and out. We have to practice joy, right? Yes, happiness, whatever. We have to do the things that we feel like we need to do to make us happy, but all at the same time remembering that that is something that's going to come and go, right? We can't let us being unhappy take control over us, because it's an emotional thing. Joy is a practice and it's a behavior, right? We walk around and you walk around with that joyful spirit. You have to have that joyful spirit, and knowing that no matter what, everything is good. I remember I did a post not too long ago about like, don't worry, be happy, right? But that's still the same thing. It's like a part of us experiencing that joy. We have to experience that joy that God gave us and be intentional about it, be deliberate about it, be intentional about waking up and claiming your day and letting the devil know that, hey, not today, your moment. So many times I've had to claim my moments. Like, no, not today, devil. You're not going to steal my joy. You're not going to steal the piece of happiness that I have going on right now. You're not going to get any of that. You're not getting it, because I have the ultimate control. I'm in control of my happiness, and my God is in control of my joy. Because the reason why he's in control of my joy is because it was a gift that he gave to me, but it was one of those gifts that I can pull on and tug on at any time, because he wanted it to sustain me. He wanted it to be a part of me and a part of you that will endure and last forever. If not, he wouldn't have it as a fruit of the Spirit. All the fruits of the Spirit are things that we need, but it's up to us to grab a hold to it and recognize that they gifts of ours. He has already given it to us. We just have to recognize it. It's all about endurance when it comes down to joy. It's enduring because it's rooted in faith. That's why it's enduring, because it's rooted in faith. It's rooted in salvation. It's rooted in God. It's rooted in his unchanging nature. That's the things that it's rooted in. Whenever you look it up, that's what it'll say. That's the things that it's rooted in. And so there are scriptures out there to encourage us. There's so many other ones that are out there to encourage us, but I'm going to read out, I think there's 4 of them that I'm going to read. And some of them go hand in hand with what I'm talking about, but some of it might be a little bit different. But there's still things that I feel like that we have to make sure that we keep in our spirit and remember and pull on. So I'm going to do Romans 15 verses 13. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Hope in knowing that your joy literally comes in the morning. The morning could be a couple of weeks from now, or from now. It can be the very next day. It can be that. It can be anytime. It does. That's not necessarily literal, but the point is that joy is coming for those who are rooted in God. Joy is coming. Joy is coming in the morning. Joy is coming. And the reason why it's coming, first of all, it's already there. Let's just be real, right? Let me backtrack. Joy is already there, right? It's up to us to pull it out and recognize that it's there. It's up to us to make sure that we understand that this world tries its best to put its foot on our head, like, and keep us down and out, and keep us feeling like we don't have happiness, or keep us feeling like we don't have joy, when the reality of it is we do. But we got to pull it out whenever we need it. These gifts are not gifts to just be sitting on the shelf in a box, just to be sitting there. Now keep your armor, keep everything that you need in your toolbox. And me and my sister-in-law actually did a podcast on about what's in your toolbox, right? Keep your armor and everything you need in your toolbox. But the thing is, it does no good on the shelf. It does no good on the shelf. We have to be willing to pull these things out whenever we need them. So pull it out. Pull out joy whenever you need it. Pull it out. So James 1 verses 2 through 3 says, consider it pure joy, my brother and sister, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Man, how hard that is. How hard it is to be up against this daggone mountain or this Goliath, right? And then, but being expected to be able to pull on your joy, pure joy, understanding, considering it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. How hard that is, but how easy it is to be able to say, you know what, God, you know what? This is hard, man. I'm facing up against this mountain. I'm facing up against this Goliath. But you know what? I trust and believe your word over man's word. I trust and believe your word over my word. I trust and believe your word over any spirits that's trying to connect itself to me and get into my ear gates and into my eye gates. I trust and believe your word. Nobody else's but yours, God. And that's what we have to do in this season. So I'm telling you, y'all, I encourage you guys to do the same thing that I'm having to do, man. It is so, maybe you feel like I'm making it sound easy, and I absolutely am not, because it is very challenging. But my faith and my trust is so rooted into God that I have no other choice, that even whenever I have my breaking moments, even whenever my heart feels like it's trying to shatter into multiple pieces, my trust and my foundation lays in God. And because of that, even though I may crack, I will never crumble. I will never crumble. So I encourage you guys to never crumble. Never crumble. Because that's what the devil wants. Pull out your joy out of that toolbox and keep it moving, putting one foot in front of the other. Amen. Psalms 16 verses 11. You make known to me the path of life. You will fill me with joy in your presence, with external pleasures at your right hand. In God's presence, when we are going through something, in God's presence is where we gain our strength. Go on a little bit more. Let me get here real quick. Nehemiah 8 verses 10. Do not grieve, for the joy of the Lord is your strength. In God's presence, which is in his joy, the gift that he gives us. In his joy, we gain strength. We just have to pull on it. We got to pull on it, man. It's hard, but at the same time, it's so easy. With tears running down our eyes. It's hard, but it's so easy. In God's presence, I find my joy. In God's presence, I find my peace. In God's presence, I find my happiness. In God's presence, I find my strength. In God's presence, I find my push. In God's presence, I find it all. I found it all in God's presence. I find my healing physically, my healing mentally, the healing of my broken heart. In God's presence is where I choose to obey, because I can't do anything else. I can't do anything else. But in his presence, I can do it all. I can do it all. I can shock myself every time. Why? Because I choose to show up for myself. And what does that look like? It looks like me pulling on God and getting in his presence. That doesn't mean I have to be all the way laid out. That doesn't mean I have to be in tears. That doesn't mean you have to physically see it on me. I can get in God's presence without a person even knowing. Because God lives in me, because Jesus dwells in me, because the Holy Spirit dwells in me, I can be in his presence and you may not even know. Why? Because it's about relationship with God. Relationship with God. So seek God. Seek God out for all of the gifts that he desires to give us. And that main gift that I'm talking about right now is joy. Seek him and ask him, how do I pull out this gift that you have gave me? How did I take it out of that toolbox that you have gave me and use it for my good? Use it to step on the devil's head. Use it to do it just as the lady did. I can't even think of her name right now, but my spiritual sister spoke on her about how the enemy was encamping them and he was running around taking people out. This was a dude taking people out. But yet, she lured them in so many words in an easy way into her tent and had him to come in and had him to rest. And he thought he was doing something good. And she gave him that good warm milk. Look it up in the Bible. And when he fell asleep. Now, let me remind you, this dude is going around wreaking havoc on people and God's people. Wreaking havoc. But this woman, she used the spirit of discernment and her wisdom and the knowledge that God had gave her. Yes, come on in. Come on in. Yeah, I got a place for you to lay your head. Come on in. Little did he know, the people that was amongst her, for sure, out fighting battles. But here this man go creeping into the camp. Come on in. I'm sure in his mind, he probably thought that, something different was about to happen, right? But little did he know, this woman had a plan. She had been in the presence of God. She knew who God was. She knew what she was capable of because of what God told her who she was. So she lured him in. She allowed him to get comfortable. Gave him some good old warm milk like we do babies, make him go to sleep. He goes into a deep sleep. She takes if I'm not mistaken, a nail and a hammer. Whatever it was, might not have been a hammer, it was a tool. It was a tool of some kind, right? She took it. She put it over the top of his head. And she took whatever it was that she had to use and she drove it. One time, one hit. Read the story. I promise you it will bless your soul. One hit is all it took. And she took the enemy out. We got to understand that we are one hitters. We truly are. But in order to be a one hitter, we got to make sure that we come in with force whenever the enemy tries to come our way. And even whenever they try to come up and try to tell you that something different, that you didn't kill that particular thing, you tell it that you did. That's what I'm doing in this season. Because, devil, you have no say. You have no say in my life. You have no say in my family's life. You have no say in anything concerning me. Anything that you even come to me with. You have to get permission. And I know some people like, well, why God allowed this and all that to happen? I'm even one of the people like, why God? Sometimes I ask God why, but it's for my good. It's for my good. Whatever that looks like, it's for my good, and it's up to me to accept that. And so it's up to us to accept it. That doesn't make God no bad person or anything like that. Whenever things happen that come our way, we have to remember that we're no better than Jesus. Jesus suffered and he was perfect. Suffered and he was perfect for us. So what makes us any different? But once again, that's about relationship. So in this season, I encourage you to grab a hold of God like never before and get that true relationship. Get in his face. However that looks for you. Talk to God. You don't have to pray like the person that you heard pray the other day or seen pray the other day. You don't have to talk to God the way that you heard somebody else talk to God. It's your relationship. Whatever it was between you and God is between you and God. You come to him as humble as you know how. You come to him if you're feeling angry. You come to him when you're feeling happy. You come to him whenever you're feeling joy. You come to him whenever you feel like you're about to go off track and you're about to wreak havoc. You come to him. You take all these things to him. Everything, not just the good, not just the bad, but the good, bad, and the ugly. Take it all to him because he's there waiting. He's waiting on us. He is our Father. Our fathers here on earth are there, supposed to be there for us, right? That's what they're supposed to be there for. So God is even bigger than that. He's even bigger than that. But we have to make that choice to bring these things to him. Just like we have to make that choice to bring our joy out. And make that choice to understand that happiness comes and goes in waves. But we have control over that. We do. Understand that. We got control over that happiness. So I encourage you to do things that make you happy. Be mindful about what you do. But do the things that make you happy. And I encourage you to understand that joy never goes anywhere. And that is far greater than happiness. So seek joy. Seek your happiness. Seek your happiness. Right? Because I do things that make me happy. But man, joy, unspeakable joy, that's far greater. Far greater. Far greater. The enemy can't take that. Remember that. I know this was such a long one, but I pray that it touched you in some way. I pray that you just feel my heart and know that I'm here. I mean, like, if there's ever any request, any prayer request or anything like that, I'm here for it. Send it to me. Inbox me. I'll go to battle with you. I will, because I'm sick of the devil. I'm sick of him even thinking that he can, do whatever. But once again, I recognize it's just the enemy, right? And I recognize that the devil has no final say. I recognize all that. But I also recognize that whenever God allows things to come our way, you best believe that how we handle things determines the outcome. It determines the outcome. And we have to know that. We do have some play in that. God has the final say, yes. But we do have some play in that. And we can make that roll hard or harder. Or we can take what God put on our plate and eat off of that. Or we can take the abundance of what we put on our plate on top of what God put on our plate and eat off of that. And trust me, that's not something we want to do in this season. So I'm here for it. I'll go to bat for you. I'll go to war for you. If God say so, I'll do it. I'll go to war for you. And I pray that you will go to war for me as well. So y'all, until the next time, don't forget to like, share, and follow Pouring Substance on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Thread. And know that God is always there. And remember to keep putting one foot in front of the other. Be still and know that God is God all by himself. Until the next time, y'all be blessed. See y'all soon.